I'm finally making a zzzz video. It has been too long. It has been too long. Too much just not having time or getting sick or just something getting in the way, but we are finally here, and it is to discuss a very, very important matter. Unfortunately, as much as I love Lighter, as much as I believe that he is the absolute peak of all gacha game husbandos, there is nobody that even comes close. Nobody dares come near Lighter. I mean, okay, Mighty from Honkai Star Rail's pretty good, but Lighter is still absolutely number one. Alright? You get the point. I think Lighter is peak. Yet, unfortunately, we have to discuss how Lighter might be stinky. This was a really hard revelation for me to come to, but unfortunately, I think that Lighter Lorenz from Zenless Zone Zero smells bad, and I need to tell you why I feel that way in detail today. So, first of all, Lighter lives in the Outer Ring. That place is sweltering hot. It's literally a desert. A very warm, dry-looking desert. Whenever I run around, you know, Blazewood and all the other Outer Ring areas, I don't really see any water or oases or grass or anything like that. It's all just very dry land. Okay, cool. What does this have to do with being smelly? Simple. Lighter wears, you know, very thick biker clothes, you know, and not only that, but they're black clothes. And black absorbs the heat. You know, black clothing absorbs sunlight even more than regular clothing. Now pair that on top of the fact that the Outer Ring already looks really warm, and I assume that the sun out there is very, very, you know, sizzling. This means that he probably sweats a lot, which means that he unfortunately produces a foul odor, meaning that he's stinky. Now, okay, the Sons of Caledon, as we know from one of Caesar's trailers, do in fact have access to a shower. However, because Lighter didn't get a shower scene in his demo, we don't know if he takes showers or not. And because Hoyoverse never in detail confirmed this very vital piece of information, which they should absolutely do by the way, and give him a dedicated short about it with Steam and everything, we can only assume that he's very smelly until further notice. Then you take account of the fact that he's a fire type character, and he has a big, you know, fire gauntlet thing on his hand, and he punches with flames. So he probably smells like ash and smoke and stuff as well, which, I don't know about you, but I feel like that would just contribute to him being even stinkier. Now listen. Even if Lighter is very stinky, that's fine. I'll love him no matter what. He could be the stinkiest man in all of the ZZZ world. He doesn't live in New Eridu, but all of the Outer Ring. He could be the stinkiest man in all of the Outer Ring and New Eridu, and I would 100% still main him without any questions asked. But still, this revelation was just, it was just heartbreaking to me. He's an absolute 10 out of 10, and yet he smells, probably, I think. He's stinky. How am I ever going to come to terms with this? Hoyoverse, this needs to be addressed instantly. Another thing in regards to Lighter being very smelly, you see, he has his beloved red scarf. He loves it so much. It's one of his absolute prized possessions. It's very lovely. I like it too, Lighter. However, he's wearing a scarf in the sweltering heat. A scarf in the heat. Now, that's probably not as insane as the fact that he watches movies indoors with sunglasses. I'm not really sure how to process that information, but you know what? Whatever works for you, my guy. But yeah, he wears a scarf when it's warm outside, and he continues to wear his jacket no matter what, no matter how hot it gets. I feel like you could probably put him in a furnace, and he would just still keep, you know, the cool biker fit, just for the sake of aura farming, which, respectable. But then, assuming if he ever does take showers, even though Hoyoverse has never done the courtesy of confirming this, which once again they absolutely should, we have no idea what type of shampoo he would use, or what type of soap he would prefer to use, you know? For all we know, he might use the most mid soap ever, and smell mid forever. It's either he smells bad or he smells mid. It's one between the two. And I feel like this is really going to hurt his meta viability in the long run. Because think about it like this, would you team up with someone who's super stinky? I don't think so. Even if they're a really strong character, no way you're gonna want to stand next to them for 3 to 5 minutes. Actually, I really hope you're not taking 5 minutes to clear show your defense. But anyways, you know, would you really be standing there, you know, letting them stink up the place? While you're trying to fight, you wouldn't be able to focus on the fight. You'd be too busy trying to get away from them. So that means that smelling bad might hurt him in the long run, because it means that one day he might not be able to team build anymore. There's only so long that my teammates for him are gonna be able to put up with him being stinky, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, this is just what all the evidence points towards. I can't find any in-game lore or any mentions of, anything that would imply that he isn't smelly. As far as I'm concerned, Lighter is a stinky 10 out of 10 guy. But this begs the question, is there anybody else in zzzero that is also a stinky unit? Because when I think about it, it's actually quite realistic that there are also some other stinky units. For example, I find it to be highly likely that all of the Thyran characters probably smell, because they are animals. This information is incredibly important to the world building and lore of Zenless Zone Zero. My reasoning for this is that you should trust me. I do hope that one day Hoiverse can address whether Lighter is truly a stinky guy or not. It was an absolutely horrendous revelation for me to find this out and discover that, I woke up in a cold sweat and I was like, no, he smells bad. I was just never the same since then. It's been weighing on my conscience for far too long. But alas, this is simply how things are, and this is simply a challenge that I must overcome. I think what makes all of this worse is the potential that he might have, sand in his boots and stuff, because I don't know about you, but whenever I go somewhere that's really sandy and stuff, sand gets everywhere, man. It sucks. I hate sand. Can I be real for a sec? I do not like sand at all. When people are like, oh, I love sand, I'm like, why? What about sand is so great, bro? I hate it. Anyways. But I don't know, his boots are pretty tall, so that's actually not really a... Yeah, no, I think he's alright. His boots are pretty tall. And the outer ring ground looks more dry than anything else. But the possibility is there. At least his sunglasses do actually shield him from any, dust that might be flying around in the air, so, hey, at least he has that going for him. And the fact that he's also the most beautiful, handsome man that Hoiverse has ever made, but anyways, we all know that. We all know them facts. Maybe one day he will overcome his stinkiness. I believe in him. I believe that he can... I feel like if he just takes off his jacket, he'll probably sweat a lot less. That'll probably solve his problem. But you get the point. I have faith in him. Definitely let me know about what you think about this incredibly pressing matter down below in the comments. This truly is a heart-wrenching, horrendously devastating piece of news. And your input on this matter will be greatly appreciated. Is it worse than I thought? Did I miss anything? Is he actually stinkier than I imagined? Or is it better than I imagined? Is there something that I missed in the lore that implies that he is in fact not smelly? I need to know. This truly was a banger upload after over 4 weeks of not uploading anything on this channel. Truly, absolute cinema, right? This has been Juice signing out, and no matter how smelly Lighter is, no matter how sweaty he is, I will love him no matter what.